Alright guys, we're going to do pads and rotors on the 99 Nissan Sentra. Let's get these off. Alright, we're at a 14 millimeter for the caliper bracket itself. Alright, I'm going to break the torque first. Alright, breaking the torque is the most responsible thing to do. You don't want to be doing it with anything else. Once you break the torque, then you can put whatever you want to on it, really. Make sure it's nice and on there. Alright, we got that. Alright, now you can put the gun on it if you want to. This is what I'm going to do. Trust the old Milwaukee. Alrighty. So I got those bolts off of the caliper bracket. I'm going to wedge them off. Alright. Alrighty. You can already tell that these are pretty messed up, so some of it's going to be a pain in the butt. Number one thing you want to do when you take this off, make sure that that caliper closes, because if it doesn't close, that's exactly where you're going to find your trouble, even if you're doing it at home, because then you're going to have to go back to the store. Alright, so make sure this puppy closes. See? Alright. It's closing, but it's kind of tough. Alright. So, make sure it closed, which is fine. That's what you want to do. I'm going to hang it up with the hanger real quick. Set it off to the side. Get it out of my way. There we go. I'm going to take these puppies out. Look at this. This thing is just deteriorated. Look at that thing. What is this? What is this, guys? This is what you don't want to see when you're taking this off. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright. Look at that. These freaking things are everywhere. I'm going to keep the old clips just in case the new ones are not very good. Alright. So we're going to take these off on the back. What do we got? Probably a 17 millimeter. Yep, we got a 17. And again, breaker bar first, then you can use your gun if you want to on it. Alright. So, make sure she's on there. Break it. Same thing here. Make sure she's on there. Make sure you're on there. Alright. Last thing you want is to strip anything. So make sure you're on there. Alright. It's kind of. Come on. Alrighty. There we go. It's not coming off. Now I don't think my gun is going to do a very good job of doing it, so we're going to take it off. You know what? We're both messing up right now because that one is obviously giving me a hard time. I'll take it off manually. Set it with the gun. A long 3/8. Once we get it to where we need to, that's fine. For this, I'm going to switch over to this because I can't get in there fully, but with this I can. And once I get it loose enough, then I can switch back to my gun. But this, because it's so close to that nut right there, that's on the knuckle, I won't be able to, so I'm gonna have to take it off straight away like this, and then you can get it off by hand, which is fine, not a big deal. Doing stuff by hand is not a big deal, but look how rusty this stuff is. That's the problem, is that when it's all rusty, I have to end up cleaning these, and that's fine. It's not a big deal, but you're gonna want to get this off, and obviously it's being a pain. This ball is done for. Again, I'm gonna throw it in my little holder right there. I'm still getting it off. Alright. Got it off there too. Alright. See, this is when it's bad, when you know everything's been on here for a number of years. They supposedly just bought this, so that tells you anything. I pull the pins. You always want to pull those pins, alright? Then I'm going to go ahead and whack this. There we go. That puppy comes right off. All that, we're going to blow it off real quick. Alright. Let's go ahead and get something we can blow that off with. Alright, that's enough of that. Me personally, I come next here. I give it a good cleaning. These little things from Cornwall are good. Gets all that nastiness off of there, off the surface. Alright. I'm a fan of that. I'm getting as much of this card as I can so that everything goes on pretty seamless. Alright. Battery died, of course. But good thing for us, we're smart, we got more batteries going. Alrighty. There we go. What did Tim Allen say? Alrighty. You get it nice and cleaned off. Alright. I even do this to the part where the bracket's gonna go back on me because I want it nice and even. Nice and even wear. Not wear, nice and even surface. Alright. And then a little bit of brake cleaner to get all this disgusting part off, right? There we go. Alrighty. I'm even gonna clean this ugly looking caliper. I clean everything. I want everything to be as clean as it possibly can so that when I'm ready to go back together, I'm just putting on, you know, put on my grease and get everything ready. Alright, give that a little cleaning. Alright, spray her off. Alright, same thing. Alright, put it back on here. Alright, where's my rotor? Here's my rotor. Stop recording. Alrighty. Alright guys. I know a lot of people are giving me crap about this, but they use brake cleaner. I get that. I'm just gonna use soap and water. Get all that nasty grease off that we all know is gonna give you that burning smell or the smoke when you go to pull off. So just give it a little bit of that. All right. The other side. All right. Get her nice and cleaned off. All right. Alright, that gets away that grease that's on there. That's going to be the smoke that's going to be on there when you go to pull off, right? Put one on just to hold it while we come back after cleaning all these nuts. Alrighty, let's put our bracket back on, guys. We got them nice and clean up the best we could. And we're going to put these all back together. All right. Alrighty. Like I said, when you're putting them back together, you can zip it on however you like. That's fine. Not a big deal.
Both of you guys say your pants were good, right?
I felt it in the beginning, like right at the beginning, when I put them on. But wearing them throughout the day, they were fine. When I was
No, I'm trying to button it, and the button in the hole, it is far apart.
Alrighty. So, like I said, I'm gonna start them off by hand, and then then you can zip them on. All right. So that one probably need a little bit of persuasion just because we can't get in there. All right. So we're gonna have to go back with the. All right. It's fine. So this one, the bracket itself, we're gonna put it to 44. I'm gonna get her nice and snug, and then we're gonna hit it to 44. Which, with that Milwaukee, gets it to 40. So we're not gonna be very far off. All right. Alrighty. Let's get it to it. All right. 42, 44. Give it that double clicker. There we go. All right. Now we're gonna move on to our pads. Let's see what we got here. What kind of monstrosity of crap they sent us here. You always want to lay them out and see what you got. All right. Make sure you don't lose anything. Alright. Let's see, are these the same as these? They look to be the same size and everything, so let's see if they'll fit, if they'll work for us. Looks like they're going to, guys. Which is kind of random because sometimes they don't work because of the fact that people buy cheap parts, and that's okay. That's okay, we'll give them a pass. Alrighty, guys. Now, like I said, when I take everything off, I look at where everything's at. So I knew this is the outside, this is the inside. We are going to give it a nice lubing, nice lubey. All right, nothing crazy. I know I have a glob on there, not because I want to, just because I'm gonna just use it as the time goes by. Right here. Alright, I'm not overdoing it. Alright. Bam. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the front side. Alright. Alright. That's the outside. Alright. I like to sit for the inside. Just not only is it comfortable, but I can see better. Like, I don't know if you're anything like me or anyone at home that is doing this, but I am a visual person and I have to be able to see what I'm getting myself into. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to be able to see. Alright, alright. Alrighty, so we put them in there. You never want the brake pads to be so tight that they can't move, because they have to be able to move as you're using them. Alright guys, so then we are going to put that part on. Just clean our hands off, which is these little clips. And this again is going to be a pain sometimes, because sometimes you put them on, and especially they're brand new, they'll make all your stuff pop out. Alright, there's the top one. You always want it to face together so it opens and closes. Alright. Can't really tell where I'm at with that one. Okay. Wait. Nope. I thought I had. Alright, bam. And I also add it to the caliper itself. Alright, nothing crazy again. Just a little bit. Bam. Bam. Do that right there. Alright, I'm going to put that right there. And then we're going to lube our... Alright, now we're doing our pins. Alright. There we go. Alrighty, there's that one. Let's see the other one. Now we're ready to go back together, and this is going to be going to 27. Alright, let's get that on that side, that on this side. Let me see, there we go. Alrighty, now let's see, let's not ever forget that these, because the more you forget them, the more you'll start losing them. Alright, always hand tight, guys. We know that. You don't want to start anything off by not hand tightening, because once you go to put it in, it's not in the right way, or it's crooked or whatever, you are going to strip it. And it's a 14mm to go back on. Like I said, nothing crazy. It's going to go to 27. We're still going to hit it with the torque. Alright, go back down to 27. It's 26, right in the middle is 27. Alright, hit that double click. Alright guys, that's what you got. You got pads and rotors on the 99 Nissan.